Nasty, nasty. 20 pre-season checks for your bike. Let's get to it. Okay, so here we go. Right off the bat, before you do anything, take a good look under your motorcycle to see if you got any leaks from over the winter, any oil or coolant. Also, at a traditional bike with traditional forks, have a look at the front forks to see the seals leak in the forks or the rear shock. Have a look at the exhaust system, and also, if you can, look up underneath the seat. You can really see it from underneath here. Look up there and see if there are any signs of critters. Or on a Goldwing, look in the front in here to see if there's any leaves or mouse droppings or things like that, because they will nest up there. Next, we're going to check the levels. A lot of people forget you got a coolant reservoir right in here. Don't forget to check that, make sure it's correct. Over here, your clutch. Check your clutch reservoir right here. Your brake reservoir over there, there's a sight glass. Your rear brake reservoir right here. And then of course your oil level, the dipstick is right there. You want to also pull the dipstick and smell the fluid to see is there any sign of or any smell of gasoline in there. If you have a carbureted engine, you may get gas leak down over the winter time. Something to look out for. And the next step, if you found contamination in your oil, it's time to change your oil and filter. And don't forget on the next step to check your chains, your sprocket, or belt, depends on what's on your bike. And we're back around this side looking at the battery. The next step is to make sure that your battery cables are tight and your battery is fully charged. And don't forget the battery in your key fob if you have a bike like this that have a fob. What I usually do at this point is I take my wheels and I spin them. I put on the front one, I usually put a rag through like the spoke and pull it over and check both sides and the thread and make sure that's good. Do front and back and make sure you don't see any loose parts. Just have a good look at it. Sorry, but the lighting is very poor where I'm to right now. And the same thing, come around and check the back. And also make sure you got no loose or missing parts. So at this point, this is usually where I pump the brakes a bunch of times, make sure they feel good. You can even spin the wheel and make sure, and also the front brake right here. Just pull that one, make sure it's good, make sure nothing's sticking. And also check your clutch lever at the same time. Make sure nothing's binding, sticking. And this is the perfect time to check all your lights. Make sure they're working. Headlights, high, low, signal lights. And a good idea is if you can't get to check your brake lights, tie a string on here and just go to the back and pull the string and watch your brake lights. Don't forget to put your four-ways on. Make sure they work. So now just walk around and just take every panel, grab a hold of it, just give it a little shake so you make sure nothing's loose or falling off, because you will get bolts come loose over time and different types of cap screws. Make sure there's absolutely nothing loose. Even check the panels inside your saddlebag, inside your trunk. Check your controls up here, make sure everything is tight, nothing is loose, and even your foot pegs down here, the highway pegs, because they do come loose. And the next step is to start the bike, and don't forget to talk to it. This is a Goldwing, so you just tell it that if it don't start, you're going to sell its saddlebags and buy a Harley. Let's see what happens. And don't forget to do that in a well-ventilated area. I'm in underground parking with a huge fan over in that corner. And on the previous step, when you had the engine running, what you do is you have a look at the dash, check out everything here to make sure you have no check engine lights on or warning lights of any kind. On these Goldwings, you do have some that are on until the bike moves and then they go out. Just be aware of that. And on the next step, check the alternator here, make sure it's tight. And if it's a style that got a belt, make sure it's tight. I'm not sure if any of them do, but just bringing that up. And also up here, check, make sure the thing is charging. Make sure you're getting the proper voltage out of your alternator and that you haven't got any issues there, that you might have a reason to be broke down or something like that. What do you think, guys? This whole 20-point thing is going on forever? Well, I guess I just got a few more to go, and then we'll end the video. And the fan behind me just kicked in, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. But the next step is you've already had the engine running. Check your oil level here. Dipstick is here again. Now for the next step, you just recheck all around your bike. Check all the levels. Make sure you got no leaks or anything like that that's appeared after you ran the bike. Now for the last 2 steps. Put the bike all back together. Make sure everything is closed up, the panels are on, and everything's looking good. And take the bike for a short road test, but just drive it easy. Don't get carried away, because there's going to be maybe a little bit of rust and things on your brakes. Make sure they're working properly. Then when you get back, just have a look for any leaks and things like that again. And the final one is now change your oil and filter, so it'll be all fresh for the whole summer. Don't forget, use only the proper parts. Okay, so your bike is all, you've already checked it over, you know everything is good. Good time to change the oil and filter, and you'll have the job complete. And a big thank you going out to Pat Strickland, and as well a Goldwing Moments mug for suggesting this video. Thanks, Pat, appreciate it, buddy.